Hey guys, Donnie RightSide here. Bookmakers review Super Bowl LVIII. We know who the contenders are going to be for the Lombardi Trophy. That's the San Francisco 49ers and the Kansas City Chiefs. If we take a look at some of these opening lines and totals and some analysis here, we look at the San Francisco 49ers as a slight favorite going up against the Kansas City Chiefs. The opening number actually had some outlets listing the San Francisco 49ers as high as 3-point favorites. That currently down to -1.5 at most outlets. Now, if we're looking at the total in this game, 47.5. The one thing that we do know, the San Francisco 49ers have a very potent offense. It seems like week to week, they're always rivaling getting into the 30-point range. No stranger, they're a massive comeback against the Detroit Lions, which they put up 34 points in that victory. Christian McCaffrey's the best running back in football. Deebo Samuel, the best Swiss Army knife wide receiver in football. Brandon Ayuk, a top 10 wide receiver, no doubt about it. And George Kittle, a top 3 tight end in professional football. It all comes down to, can Brock Purdy deliver, which he does have some shaky moments, but in the biggest moments in the previous 2 weeks in the playoffs, including the divisional round and the NFC Championship game, Brock Purdy has been gold in the second half late, lifting his team to victories here. If we take a look at the Kansas City Chiefs, what's not to love? This was supposed to be the year of the downfall for the Kansas City Chiefs once we got an idea of how bad that wide receiving core was, but apparently it doesn't matter. As long as you have Andy Reid and as long as you have Patrick Mahomes, everything's going to be okay. You are home in a playoff game to the Miami Dolphins in frigid conditions, easily beat that hampered Dolphins team with so many injuries. You move on to Buffalo, get a late missed field goal, and you advance in that one against a banged up Buffalo team, particularly on defense. Now we head over to the game in the AFC Championship game. We saw the Baltimore Ravens, full blast, maybe the best team in football, only scored 10 points because the Kansas City Chiefs defense was opportunistic and fantastic. They scored 17 points and still won the game, talking about Kansas City, but also won the turnover battle 3-0. When you flip it over and take a look at that Detroit Lions San Francisco 49ers game, it was really interesting because that game should have went the way of the Lions, but they folded in the second half. Their coach didn't understand when to take a 3-possession lead and or to take 3 points to tie the game up at the end of the football game. They end up losing that one, but there were so many bad breaks and beats there for the Detroit Lions. They just had to make a couple plays, including being up 2 touchdowns in the middle of the third quarter and having an interception hit the face mask of a defender, only into the hands of Brandon Ayuk and a first and goal followed by a touchdown to Ayuk. They had their opportunities and let it slip by, which again brings you back to that game with the Green Bay Packers where the San Francisco 49ers also had to come back in that game. Here's the analysis that you're going to need early on. One team has Patrick Mahomes, one team does not. And it looks like that's good as gold with betting the Kansas City Chiefs, particularly when they are underdogs, as they were in Buffalo and as they were in Baltimore. Super Bowl LVIII is 2 weeks away, but the early analysis, that 47.5 feels about right here. We're probably looking to go towards the over since it is in a dome, and we should have a fast track, unlike the Super Bowl we saw last year in Arizona. This Super Bowl will be played on grass that hopefully is much better than what we've seen in the past. Now, the side of it, again, -1.5. I think the 49ers are the better team, but who is betting against Patrick Mahomes? We got some time to figure this one out, and we will. I'm Donnie RightSide for Bookmakers Review, and as always, good luck on those wagers.